Hi everyone. Okay, so there's been no videos out about this Ducato now for some time. I've been really busy we've been moving house. I've been travelling a bit in the van. You may see a video coming out of what my travelling. We've just done the Lake District and Dorset again over a 2-week period. And I haven't done any filming on this van for some time, or any work on this van for some time. Well, I have done some work that I haven't filmed, but lost a bit of motivation for it, lost a bit of motivation for filming. Just been kind of busy, living life, preparing for a baby that's coming October. But I have done some work this week on this van, and I didn't film it because, like I say, it's just I want to get cracking. This van has taken too long, much longer than I wanted it to. Down to my fault, just not putting in as much hours as I should. So let me show you what I've been up to. I've been working on this kitchen this week. Now I have used... kitchen worktops are expensive. So I've decided to use ply for the kitchen worktop, 18mm ply. I have fitted it, cut it out. I just need to sand it down properly and stain it. But let me show you this, see what you think. This is my kitchen worktop so far. This is the kitchen. I can't remember how much of this kitchen you've seen, but I'm still working on the doors, magnetic catches, the fridge I've still got to level up and wire in. But yeah, the ply, 18mm ply, needs to be stained, so it's the same brown as the rest of the stained bits in here. The hob has been cut out and fitted, just sat there temporarily. The sink, which is this lovely copper jam pan, which is going to sit on top of the surface over there, with a nice curvy tap behind it. That is fitted. But I mean, I think it's going to look amazing. I know it's ply, but hopefully all this grain here will sort of pop out a bit. And yeah, here's my sink. Got one of these little plugs. It's all got covered in dust and fingerprints now, but yeah, that's my rustic jam pan sink. So yeah, there'll be a tap in this corner here, pointing into the sink. Lovely glass 2-burner gas hob, and plenty of workspace in front and in between. I don't think I've done anything else in here that I can show you that you haven't seen really, other than these doors. Like I say, I've just got 3 doors, just need to fit handles and little magnetic catches. I've curved the ends, and I've run a router along the top edge, so the top edge is nice and rounded. It all needs a proper sand. But yeah, the bottom edge is square, but I've rounded up the top edge all the way around, so you don't catch yourself on a big sharp corner. Anyway, that's where I'm up to. Today I'm actually replacing the doors. These doors up here and these doors up here. This door here, for instance, is warped. And I made them all out of cladding, which I've seen a lot of people do. But they're just not the way to do it. The way to do it is how I've done it on these kitchens, is to make it out of ply and router in the lines if you want that cladding look. So these aren't actually tongue and groove cladding, they're just ply I've used a router to draw in the lines. So if you haven't seen that video, did I show it on a video? Maybe I didn't show it on a video. There's a video where I talk about it, so you can go and click on that card up there and watch this watch that if you like. But I'm just going to mess around with the doors. I'm not going to film it because it takes so much longer to film something now. I think they're just going to be update videos maybe from now on. I'm not sure, because I need to crack on. Can't spend too much time just sitting here talking to the camera. I could be doing something productive. So I'm going to crack on doing some work on these doors. I'll show you when they're done, and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I've made a bit of an improvement on these doors up here. This is what I made before. It was made out of cladding, and I didn't even bother painting the back sides, and they warped because they're made out of really thin cladding. And also, if you don't paint the tongue and the groove painting before you assemble them, you get this, which is lines of bare wood showing where it's not been painted when the wood shrinks and stuff. So replace that with 9mm ply, which I've used a router to cut the lines out, and I've painted all sides. So just wouldn't have been happy selling this van with doors like that, so I've been working on them lately. I've also installed a tap now. Probably installed the sink. Here's the plug. It's a nice little plug you push to close it down. And we've also installed this really nice tap. It kind of matches the black hob. Tap here, on, cold, hot. And it's also one of these ones. It's got a little button on the side here, so you can pull it out and change, you know, rinse around your sink. Yeah, the button's there, so you can change it between single stream and like a shower hose. I think these are great. I haven't fitted this tap in properly yet, but I think I'm gonna fit one in my van, because you can just have this hose longer and you could hook it on the outside of your van, and then you could have a shower. So that is what I'm gonna probably put in the IV kit, something like that. But there is a weight. There is a weight that I've got to attach on the other end of this hose, that, which pulls it down. Anyway, I'm gonna fit these doors, and then I'm gonna take this worktop into my garden. Oh, and I've also made this plinth. I haven't attached it yet, but I've made this plinth here to kind of separate the bed from the kitchen, so you can tuck your duvet down there. It doesn't come over onto the worktop and get wet, for instance. I really like that. Again, I've curved the edge and I've routed both sides of this with a nice curve. So once it's sanded and stained, it's all going to be nice and smooth. No sharp edges on there. I would love to do one along the back here as well, but to be honest with you, my time is getting away from me. This build is taking quite long, so I would like to do it, but I'm just doing the one on the side there to separate the bed from the kitchen. So I've got to take the worktop out today, give it a proper sand. I bought a new orbital sander, and then I'm going to attach this little plinth onto the side by screwing up into it, wood glue, and screwing up into it. And then once that is fully sanded, I can stain the worktop dark to match the rest of the dark wood in here. And yeah, and while that's out, I need to level the fridge. Oh, I'm just gonna loads to do. I'm just gonna crack on with it, and I'll see you in a bit. So I haven't done any filming really. As you can see here, I've got my worktop. I have glued and screwed a plinth onto the side there. Got the hole for the tap, the hole for the sink, hole for the hob. I'm going to be staining the underside of it tonight, probably 1 or 2 coats, maybe 1 coat on the inside. So today I've sanded this down very thoroughly with my new little rotary sander. Very, very smooth. There is I know it's ply, but there is some nice grain effects in there which will be brought out with the stain. It's a nice marine ply, but yeah, anyway, I'm gonna I've sanded it all today, glued and screwed this today, and I'm gonna stain it tonight and tomorrow. I've been messing around with this cupboard here. I've got little magnetic catches on these doors now, so they stay shut. This bottom one's a bit tricky. I might just have a little turn button on this one. I also need to paint inside this cupboard. And I also need to paint inside the fridge cupboard, because I don't want this wood showing here. So I'm going to paint the wood inside that cupboard, which is that. You're not going to ever see it other than that little bit there when you open the fridge. Anyway, yeah, here's the electrical cable. I've got to run a couple of cables. One to power the fridge, one to power our little water pump, little submersible water pump is going to go in there, and one for the light switches. So I've got some light switches coming. I'm going to go put on the side here. These doors, I think I'm going to redo these doors as well. Hindsight is a good thing, but I made these out of cladding, the typical. It's quite common the way you make these out of cladding, just a couple of supporters in the middle, and then I thought it would be a good idea to have 2 magnetic catches both sides. And you see how I haven't painted the inside of this cupboard. That's me being lazy. And also the gap, the gap is showing bare wood because these doors were assembled before painting, whereas you should paint them before assembling them. Ow! Unlike over here, made out of ply with a couple of grooves in it for the router, 1 magnet, because 1 magnet is enough and I've painted the inside. I have got a little dab of paint to do there. Painted both sides, one magnetic catch in the middle. So yeah, that is a better way of doing it, to make it look, if you want to make it look like cladding. But I do have a lot of touching up to do with paint. Having a white van is nice when you go away in it, but when you're working in it, you're constantly scuffing all the nice paint, you know, the white paint. So I think it will look nice. Having a white, you know, having lots of white in a camper van does look smart. This window looks quite smart with the white and the brown, but yeah, when you're trying to get in and out, I'm always scuffing it. So right at the end of the build, this is very close now, I'm just going to go around all the white with a brush or a little roller and just touch up give all the white paint a nice fresh coat. But really, we're close. We've got the foam for this sofa, which is being covered by my wife and my mother-in-law. My wife covered it with this fire retardant stuff. I'll get her to explain what that is. I think she has recorded some footage of it. And my mother-in-law is finishing the final coat with a nice fabric that we've chosen. So we've got to finish that, which is almost there. We've got to finish this driver's seat. I started cutting it in half months and months and months ago. It was a twin passenger seat. I've cut it in half to a single, so we just need to finish that off and get this worktop on. I think that's pretty close. And then it's just a few sort of touching up bits and pieces. I don't know if I showed you these lights. I've got these little touch sensitive button reading lights here and over there. They've also got USB ports on them, so you can charge your phone when you're sleeping up here. But yeah, we're so close now. We're so close. This is the underside. I'm giving it one or two coats of stain on the underside as well. Most of it is obviously hidden, but there is an overhang on the front and the outside of the side and a little bit at the back of the kitchen, so it's going to be seen. But I mean, look at the grain coming out on the underside of this. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? So not bad for a piece of ply. Just got this corner to do on the first coat. Hello, okay, so, yeah, I'm not doing filming, so now we're just going to be doing update videos. Okay, so I have done the underside. I have stained the underside of the kitchen worktop, just kind of using it as my tester. So what I've done with this is I did 2 coats, and then I gave it all a light sand, and then I've done a 3rd coat, and it's all come quite smooth. I'm just not sure how to do it. I've not really got much experience with stain and woodwork. It's a little blotchy, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to try and do the other side now. Oh, battery died. So anyway, here's the underside of my kitchen worktop. It's looking okay. It's all not quite the same colour as the top, but it's the underside. I just wanted to have a bit of a practice before I do the main side. And also it's a bit of finish, isn't it, to have this on the underside. Otherwise, if you ever looked up inside the kitchen unit, you'd see that it wasn't done. So bit of a practice. I think it's going to need 4 coats on the reverse side, a couple of light sands in between, so I'm going to give it a go now. I'm going to flip it over and give it a stain. Now this stain isn't a food grade, so I'm going to have to go over it with a varnish or a oil to make it food grade. I never put food on my kitchen worktop anyway. I only ever use chopping boards, but if I can find a food grade varnish or oil to go on top of this stain, I'm going to go and have a look for that later. So that's what I'm about to try. Flip it over, give the sides and the decent edge a stain, a sand, a stain, and try and get it as dark as the rest of the stained wood in this van. So let's go. Okay, I have done 2 coats on this final good side of the kitchen worktop. I think the pattern looked better on the back than it did on the front. I haven't done a good job of this. I've done 2 coats. I've got to let that dry, and then I'm going to give it a sand and another coat. So it looks a little blotchy at the minute, but once I've sanded it, and I might use a cloth rather than a brush to apply it. I don't know. Anyway, this is what we were looking at. It's okay. I mean, it'll be not quite a nice worktop. I know it's for an only ply worktop. I think it'll be quite smart. We're not quite dark enough yet, so we need a couple more coats. But yeah, I'm going to give it a sand once this second coat dries. Go a 3rd coat, let that dry, see how that looks, see how that feels, see whether that's smooth. If it needs to go darker, we'll put another coat on, another sand, another stain. But if it's the right colour, I went and bought this. Everyone recommends an Osmo oil, but I wanted to. I went for this because it's the only one I could find in the shop. I went to Wickes. The only one I could find there that's specifically for worktop oil, antibacterial. This is good for food. This is food grade. You can eat. You know, it's for. Yeah, it's food grade oil. So I'm going to run this over it. It's got a nice sheen to it apparently. Not like too much, but a soft sheen finish. So that's the final coat. So hopefully that will give this its food grade, you know, quality that you know, is quite desirable. Anyway, I'm still working on it. It's nearly there. It's just a lot of time wasting trying to wait for it. Just a lot of time waiting for it to dry. It's annoying. While that's drying, I took the fridge out and I've given all this inside of this cupboard here a paint. So that's a lot better in there now. I've also run some wiring. This conduit down there comes from the batteries. These cables are going to be powering the little submersible water pump, the fridge, and there's also a cable there which is going to go to here for a light switch, which is going to arrive in a couple of days' time. So yeah, cracking on, doing what I can, but it's almost there, I'll see you in a bit. Hello everyone, some time has passed, but I'm back in the van and I have done a coat of this worktop oil, this antibacterial oil. It's a food grade oil. So I've used an old t-shirt and I've applied it all over this with a cloth, waited 10 minutes, and then with a clean cloth wipe the excess off. It's looking pretty good. So yeah, but this stuff says you've got to wait 24 hours between coats and you should do 3 or 4 coats, but I can't wait that long. So I'm gonna do another coat later on today, and then maybe that'll do it. I wasn't gonna bother buying this oil, but I kind of thought if I can give it some food grade quality, it's better than nothing. Anyway, it's for a piece of ply, 18mm ply, I think that is going to be a really nice kitchen worktop. Be interested to know what you all think. Alright, see you later. Okay, exciting day right now. I'm about to assemble the kitchen worktop, but it's been so long in the making, just trying to get everything ready. Running wires for fridge and switches and getting this worktop stained in oil, but it is looking good, and this oil is really good stuff. It's got a nice smell to it now, and it's a nice smooth, it's really like glossy, it's really nice stuff. Ronseal worktop antibacterial worktop oil. Yeah, great for, it's like a food grade. It works on previously true harnesses the antibacterial qualities of silver formulation, ideal for enhancing maintenance hardwood worktops. The slow release formula delivers long lasting antibacterial protection, killing E. coli and MRSA on contact, making it ideal for use in food preparation areas. Very good stuff. Get some. Anyway, here we go. This is good. First thing I'm going to do is fix this worktop in by screwing up into it from through the frame. Looks good. Hello everybody. Okay, I don't know what you just watched, but let me show you where we're up to now. I'm bringing you fully up to date right now. This is where we're at with the van. It is so close to being finished now. The kitchen is looking amazing. Really happy with that. 2 switches there. The right switch is for the ceiling lights. The left switch is for a water pump, which you turn on and then you can operate the tap. Let's go back there and have a look. Nice. Get 2 burner glass hob. I thought that these would rattle around too much while driving. You can remove them, of course, but they didn't rattle at all when driving. I was quite surprised about. The sink, the pump is working. I mean, you heard that. I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, got a nice little tap. Fridge is, it does all work. Let me switch it on, show you. Hold that button down, bam. Compressor just came on. Oh, turn that off. Off. Down to vent. Yeah, so this is the light switch here. Oh, you haven't seen this. My wife and my mother-in-law have done an amazing job covering this foam. They've put zipped on the back, which is amazing, amazing effort. This looks professional. So you could undo the zip, and the foam is also covered with, my wife covered the foam inside with a fire resistant fabric. You never know, it's good to put that in. But yeah, amazing job on those on that foam. We're going to have a few cushions, scatter cushions along the back in the same material. The same material is also a little curtain down here, which is for a little cubby for a porta potty. Yeah, it's getting there. Got the sheet out and a few tools still doing a bit of decorating and painting. But have a look at my kitchen. Wow, not my kitchen, is it? Whichever lucky person gets to buy this, that's whose kitchen it is. Let me show you under here. Still need to tidy up a little bit in here, but there is a drinking water, and there's also a little waste water tank behind as well. Still got to tidy up these cables a little bit, but yeah, inside here there's a whale submersible pump which goes to the bottom of that. Nice, simple solution for water and wastage. Needs a hoover still, needs a clean and stuff. This is the plug for the clicker. It's a mains powered clicker. You can run it off of a cheap inverter if you want to, or you can buy an adapter, which I haven't bought or fiddled around with yet. There's an adapter which converts the clicker on these hobs from 240 to 12 volt. Could look into that. But yeah, the kitchen is coming along. Van is almost finished. A few more little tidy up bits. I'm currently painting the wheels on the outside. And you notice the seat's not here because we're working on that. That is a job that I started 6 months ago. I cut the twin passenger seat in half and then haven't touched it for ages. And my wife has been patiently sewing it, making it all look nice. But yeah, wait till you see that video. That's going to be a bit of a time hop. 6 months ago to now, or whenever it was I started doing that seat. But anywho, that'll be another video. This is all about the kitchen, I believe. Just a bit of an update to where we're at. What do you think? Do you like it? I think it's amazing. It's really smooth now for because I put all the oil on. It's all food grade. You could put food on here if you wanted to. I always prefer to use chopping boards. But yeah, a little plinth for the side to separate the bedding from the kitchen. For a piece of 18mm ply, I think that is the way to go. So yeah, get yourself a bit of marine ply, sand it, stain it, sand it, stain it, stain it. It's a lot of work, but I'm really happy with it, and I'm going to copy that. I'm going to mirror that in my Iveco when it comes to working on the Iveco again. Let me know what you think. I really like it. So if it's not to your liking or to your taste, so be it. But I love it. I think it looks really nice. I hope the new owners, whoever they may be, will like it. There we go. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you like it. Give me a thumbs up because I've put a lot of work into this van. So I, you know, a thumbs up would give me a bit of a morale boost. Thank you for watching. See you soon, guys.